Today, we're going to be making fish rangoons. For this recipe, we're going to be using basa, also known as catfish, but you can use any other kind of fish for this recipe. You're going to want to cook your fish for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side on medium heat until you start to get a golden brown side on both sides of the fish. And I added some lemon pepper for a little extra seasoning. So now that the fish is cooking, it's time to prep our peppers and onions. So we're going to use a food processor for this process. If you don't have a food processor, just feel free to chop up your onions and peppers by hand. Just make sure they're nice and fine. So we're going to be chopping up some red onions, some green onions, and serrano peppers. And the peppers are optional. I like spice, so I'm going to add some extra zing to it. Now that the fish is done, it's time to add it in a large bowl. And we're going to use 2 forks to shred this fish into tiny little pieces, just like the onions and peppers. Make sure it's nice and fine. We want to go for a shredded beef-like appearance. Now it's time to mix in the onions and peppers. Grab a large spoon and whisk away. Last but not least, we're going to add some Philadelphia cream cheese. Some recipes call for a full block of cream cheese. I feel like 3/4 to 2/3 is enough. Now for the really exciting part. It's time to wrap your wontons. So I grabbed some wonton wrappers from my local Asian food market. When wrapping your wontons, it's a slow and delicate process. I use a tablespoon measuring spoon to scoop my rangoon mix into the middle of the wonton. Make sure you have a small bowl of water on hand. I will then wet 2 corners of the wonton wrapper. This acts as a glue. You then want to form a triangle encapsulating the rangoon. Make sure your rangoon is fully sealed, otherwise it will leak when cooking. And then I like to pinch both edges, making a nice looking rangoon. It will take some practice to get the hang of it, but after wrapping a few wontons, you will get it down. The key is not to overstuff your wonton. That way, you can get a nice seal with the wonton wrapper. Now it's time to oil up your rangoons. For this, I use a mixture of olive oil and water, but cooking spray is also a good alternative. You can fry or even air fry rangoons, but today we're going to bake them. I'm going to bake these rangoons at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. What you are looking for is a nice golden crispiness along the edges of the rangoons. And a great addition to serve with these rangoons is a Chinese plum sauce to add a nice sweet flavor to the mixture. Nothing else to do but to just enjoy.